Hi guys, welcome to the coolest and smallest 3-story apartment on Bali that is completely Japanese inspired as well as by the local traditions. Come in. We're located in Ubud, the town of arts and crafts that is in the center of Bali, and you can really see this like artistic and creative spirit of Ubud manifested in this incredible apartment. So please come in and let's go and take a look. Now, I already mentioned that this apartment is small, but it actually has 2 floors and the upper one is much larger. This apartment blends Japan-inspired elements with more local traditions, and in this floor you can really see it. And when you come up the stairs, you are entering a small office area. And the coolest thing about this office, you can probably see the gorgeous light, is that we actually have our own gigantic skylight that is arched and just creates this beautiful round architecture, and it is just so super cool. And so this apartment can actually be rented. And if you do, then this can be your little integrated working area. It just creates this very lightweight and floating design that just still leaves a lot of space open. And I love that the color palette is very playful, but also at the same time very nuanced. So here we have a few different gorgeous touches and accents of orange that just all looks so satisfying. I absolutely love the color orange. If you don't know who I am, my name is Jane and I'm an interior designer, and every week on Interior Insights we bring you the best and coolest homes in the entire world. So subscribe to support our mission and so that our community can grow and we can continue to bring in best design. Of course, we also have Instagram if you're interested. Now, come with me and let me take you to the 2 bedrooms. Over here we have the toilet hiding, and usually I'm always not really interested in showing people the bathroom, but this is just also one of a kind, because the powder room is actually hiding beneath these gigantic wooden hand-carved doors, and it just looks really rich and luxurious. And inside the powder room, the walls are clad in this floral wallpaper, and it just creates a very nostalgic, almost sentimental atmosphere. And the floor just adds this real pop of glam because we have golden tiles, which is super cool. And because we don't have too much space, the mirrors are actually put on both sides just to create this symmetry. And we have a tiny, tiny sink, but even though it's so small, it is really luxurious and just created from this one slab of marble. Bali really is a hidden paradise for finding these incredible stoneware pieces. Now, hiding behind this gorgeous yellow curtain is our first bedroom. It basically is an ensuite because we have our own bathtub standing in it, and it is really cool and unique. And this bedroom is just filled with Japanese inspired elements. So the windows actually resemble these like shoji windows because the glass is frosted and they just have this gorgeous grid pattern that almost creates this like bohemian industrial version of a design, and I really love it. And then we just have this absolutely beautiful wallpaper with these like typical Japanese birds. And it just creates this really layered, in-depth and whimsical design, and the headboard is actually curved. So it kind of seems to like hug you from both sides, and it is also draped in this luxurious red velvet. And you just really have this mixture of this like contemporary, luxurious design paired with all of these Japanese-inspired elements. But of course, to also cite the local design language and architecture, the bathtub that is standing on this kind of like pedestal or on this like elevation also has this really incredible hand-carved sandstone, and I just really love the richness and the crazy combinations within this design. Now let me show you the second bedroom that is completely different from this one. Come with me. A desk is one of the few objects we use for hours every single day without ever really thinking about it, and we rarely actually choose it for how it actually supports our body. And let me tell you, I often notice this in my own workspace and during my day-to-day life. After a long editing day, my posture usually is far from perfect, which brings us to the sponsor of today's video, Esslinger. Thank you so much for making this incredible home tour possible. So whether you're editing videos, writing code, or working remotely, the desk you spend hours at has a bigger impact than you might think. This is the Vexel Arc. The edge itself is angled and rounded, and you can even adjust the height. And I've actually paired it with a power strip that is mounted underneath and that is hidden away completely to avoid all of this extra clutter. As an interior designer, you know what I think about clutter. And of course, I also need my focus light that seamlessly clips itself onto the edge of the table. And now let me tell you a little bit about why this table is so ergonomic, and that is because here we have this like tilted edge and also like a small curve, so when you're sitting, you're like naturally sitting upright. And my favorite feature about this table is that it can actually remind me every 30 minutes to like change my position and switch between standing and sitting. It also comes with rolls, so you can just like move it around when you need some extra space. It is linked in the description and go check it out right now. And so here for the door, we also have a very traditional Balinese design. It's a traditional Balinese rattan has been used to create the door. That is really cool. And over here we have the second bedroom, and it just has an entirely different atmosphere. It is much calmer because the color palette here is just a bunch of different shades of desaturated green, and it just creates this very rich layering. And this is also always a great tip if you're looking to just create some visual depth within your design, to use different shades of one color just to create this like visual depth. Also, I recently posted quite a different video of like 2026 color trends, and also these desaturated colors is also one of them. So if you're interested in color, you can go check it out. And also in this room, we just have a mix of a lot of different influences. So behind this round thing, we actually have the staircase that leads us up hiding, and it is completely covered with these like red raw bricks, and then also with this hand-carved sandstone, and it just looks absolutely beautiful. And this is also a very similar like hand carving technique that you see in all of the Balinese temples. But then the rest of the design in this apartment is just much more Ubudian and bohemian. And you probably haven't been to Ubud, but Ubud is like the central hub of like spiritual people, and there's a lot of spiritual communities, and this design just really reflects that with all of these like gorgeous murals and different patterns. And I just really love the visual depth within this design. Also, almost all of the furniture has been sourced locally and found at different stores. So we also have some pieces that are quite industrial, that are just these small, whimsical cabinets. And I really just like this bold and eclectic mix, because people are so often in Europe just scared of creating a unique design. And I believe that this is like one of the most unique designs I've ever seen, because in every corner, something completely different has been created. For example, next to the bed, we have the shower hiding, and instead of just creating like a boring, regular, typical rectangular shower, we have this really round and sleek design. And you can actually enter the shower from both sides, and then here you have like your round arch of a shower. And so every single corner of this apartment just is so unique and so full of character. I'm really in love with it. Over here, we also have a small curated collection of different typical Balinese fruits. This one is durian. It's one of my favorite. Most people don't like it. Comment if you do, then we can be friends. Hold up, wait, pause. It's time for the color palette analysis of this exact home. So this bedroom and home uses one of the richest color combinations in interior design, and that is the analogous color palette. Let me explain. So the dominant colors of this bedroom are burnt orange, terracotta, mustard yellow, and a bunch of variations of these like incredible tones. And on the color wheel, all of these hues sit very close to each other, which results in an analogous color palette. And because all of these neighboring colors naturally create a harmony together, the room feels very warm and inviting and immersive. And of course, this incredible wallpaper is what ties the entire color palette together, because within the wallpaper, we can pull out all of the different colors of the color palette that exists in the bedroom. And so this is just really a great example of a successful color composition. And if you also want to improve the color palette of your own home, I've created a completely free guide for you with the 5 most common mistakes that people make when it comes to choosing and using colors for their home And of course, in the guide, I also show you how to fix it without needing a big budget. They're all like instant tips you can apply immediately. The link's in the description, or you can scan this QR code by taking out your phone, opening the camera app, and pointing it at the QR code. And now to this side of the bed, we have a quite uncommon floor plan because we have this large staircase that is basically standing in the center. And usually within almost every single design, there always is like one area or one corner that just feels very off and you don't know what to do with it. But here in this like very strange corner, we actually have just a large lounge chair place and a small little library on top where people who come here can leave their books or just take a book or borrow a book for some time. And then over here, we actually have another gorgeous marble sink. And I really love it because it is just a very untypical design. But I can just imagine it to be quite cozy to have your own little inbuilt library. And like in the office area, we have this gorgeous arched skylight that just floods the room with this gorgeous light, and it is super cool. Now let's go down and take a look at the ground floor, and all of you small space lovers will absolutely love the efficient and very smart layout. Let's go. Here we basically have a small living room area with two really cool unique poofs. You can already see that the color palette is really nuanced and colorful and bold, and I absolutely love this apartment for that. Because you know I love color and you guys also love color. And so basically when you're staying in Bali, this is your little area. And because we don't have too much space in the bottom floor, the living room area also doubles as the dining room area. So in the back, we have a small kitchenette with everything you need. All of the materials are really luxurious, and also most of them are actually sourced in Bali. And when you're done cooking your meal, you can have it over here and just enjoy this flamboyant, almost Japanese-inspired architecture. And in the ground floor, we just have all of these muted, desaturated greens and some hints of orange and red just to create and add this pop of color. But I've actually never seen anything like this because these stairs essentially kind of symbolize different leaves or like flower petals that you go up, and it's just super cool. And I just really love that everything inside this apartment has just been custom made and created with so much love, but also with so much creativity. And this just really speaks of the creative spirit of Ubud. Also, comment if you like the stairs or not. Okay, while going up the stairs, I noticed my second favorite detail, and that is that over here, we actually have a little gallery with small pieces of mirror where we have a lot of golden brass snakes on top of them. And this is just such a fun and also crazy detail. I really like it. I never knew that people collect snails, so this is quite cool. Now let's go upstairs. I'm gonna go to the pool now, so if you like this video, subscribe to our channel. We also filmed so many cool other apartments that you can go check out, and I'll see you in the next video.